welcome back to Wildwood Cottage. Today I thought that I'd just do a quick video with the results of the bean poll that I did on my channel on my community posts. It was very interesting to see all your viewpoints and what you use when you use beans, to be honest with you. Do you use them dried? Do you use them tinned? Do you use both? Do you keep a good supply in your freezer of beans? Do you can them? It was amazing the amount of comments that went under my last video. Not my last video, it was a couple of videos ago. It was a couple of videos ago. It was your 5 ways to save video that I did. I'll pop it in the description bar below. But there was 62 comments on that video, and most of them were about beans. I didn't realise when I did that video how much conversation it would spark about beans. And it's actually inspired me now to do a pantry series on my video. So that's going to be coming up beginning of May, starting on the first Wednesday in May. So not next week, but the week after. But I thought taking the results of the beans poll, it was actually very interesting. As I say, sparked a lot of conversation. But the results, I thought I'd go through the results with you. There was 44 votes on that poll. Now that's the most I've ever had on a poll. Sometimes I get 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6, something like that. But I got 44 votes on that poll. And 23% of you said you preferred to use dried beans. 27 of you said you preferred to use tinned beans. But this one surprised me. It was 50% of the people that voted, so 22 people out of the 44 said that they used both. Now, that was what came through in the comments section below, that you'd like to use both. You like to keep a backup in the freezer for when you're running out and when you want to do a quick meal. A lot of people said that they dry them individually on a tray and then bag them up once they're frozen, and then you can just go out, grab a handful, bung them in a stew, bung them in a casserole, defrost them, make I don't know, a spread to put on sandwiches or something. But it was just really interesting to see the results and to see all the comments that came out of it. So if you're new to my channel, do pop over to that video. As I say, I'll pop it in the link in the description bar below and have a read of all the comments, because what seems to be coming through in my channel is that you all have such a lot to say. And it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Don't stop commenting on my channel, because you all have a wealth of advice, a wealth of information, a wealth of history as well. You talk about your family, you talk about your mum, you talk about your dad, you talk about your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles. I think it is a wonderful community that is starting to build up here. And we have so much information that we can make available to people that are just starting out, to young people who are just getting married. I don't have any children, so I don't have my knowledge to pass on to anybody, which is why I started my channel. Just to be able to not let this information die, and to be able to be passed on to the younger generation and to those who are starting out, so they can pass it on to their children and their grandchildren. Now, I don't want to make this a sad, downbeat video, but there was some news on I don't read the BBC News very often, but there's a lot of stuff coming out at the moment on the various news sites. And you know, when the BBC puts something out that it's kind of, they're taking note of something, and I've watched all different news channels, don't get me wrong, but they're saying now that in the next 6 to 8 weeks there's going to be price hikes, there's going to be food shortages of fresh food and processed foods and beer and carbonated drinks, that kind of thing. Fertilizers are going to be harder to come by, so farmers are going to find it difficult to get fertilizers. Now, I don't want to create fear here, but what I am doing is I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it into something positive for you, and I'm going to create in the next 8 or 9 weeks a video series of how to create a pantry, what to keep in it, how to store it, if you've got a small space like I have in my kitchen, how you can utilise that. If you've got a big space like I have out in my garage, how to use that. But that's going to be what's coming up in May and June, because I think it's vitally important in these next 6 to 8 weeks to encourage you as to what to buy to make sure that you can feed yourself and your household. I don't ever want to create an atmosphere of fear on this channel. And it was really interesting to see from that poll that I did about the beans, just how prepared you all are. And it'd just be good to try and encourage the younger people and people just starting out who want to prepare for their households, who are concerned about being able to put food on the table. Um, just how to prepare a pantry and how cheaply you can do it as well. What I'll do is I'll do a breakdown of the cost of how to buy. I'm doing a series of 10 different things, of 10 staples in different categories. One's going to be for my wartime recipes, one's going to be fresh fruit, the other one's going to be dried fruit, and the other one's going to be tinned food. And then how I store it, and also how I'm updating my pantry. So they're the videos that are coming up throughout May and throughout June. I do hope you're going to stick around to enjoy the series, and I do hope that it will equip you as well and show you just how cheaply you can start a pantry, whether you've got £5, whether you've got £10, whether you've got £1. And all you do is every time you've got a spare pound, just go and buy something, maybe a bag of sugar or a packet of dried beans or a packet of dried lentils. You know, if you don't spend your money on your lunch, or you don't buy that cup of coffee that you would normally buy every day or every week, take that and go and start stocking up your store cupboard and your pantry. If the government here in the UK are looking at ways in which they can stock up to make food available to the public, that is the time to start taking note that you need to do something proactive to make sure that yourself and your household are well fed. So do stick around for that series. In the next video coming up on Wednesday, there is going to be my potato sourdough starter recipe, and I'm going to show you how to make pancakes with it. I've already shown you my bread in my last video, so that'll then help tie that together. Now, a viewer did ask me, can she use porridge oats? I don't know myself. I've never used them. If any of you out there have used porridge oats in a sourdough bread, can you please leave a comment in the comment section below so the person can see it? And I'll let her know that anyone who is going to be able to give her that information can give it to her. I'm not sure if she's celiac. I know there's a lady on here who has to make her own gluten-free bread, and she is now buying it, and it's very expensive. So if any of you know of any good gluten-free bread recipes, do let that person know in the comments section below, and we'll just try and build a helpful community that's going to help everybody. So I will be back on Wednesday with my sourdough recipe made from potatoes and potato water. And then next Sunday, I'll do the vlog that I missed today. So I hope you've all enjoyed your weekend. I hope you enjoyed the fun side of that poll. Who'd have thought that 50% of you have them in your freezer and have them in your cupboard and have them in tins? So yeah, I do hope you enjoy your week and have a blessed week. And I will see you again on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the sun if you have it. And I'll see you soon. Don't forget to see me on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee or contribute towards the plastic for my new polytunnel, then that would be very much obliged, just for the price of an ordinary cup of coffee. So see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.